Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. Today's video, guys, is part 2 of my standard editions of my entire Criterion collection. And once again, you probably saw from the thumbnail, we got a lot of movies to get through. So let's just get started. So the first thing we're going to start off with, guys, is just, I think I have 4 just DVD releases. These are all movies that I don't think ever actually got 4K, Blu-ray or 4K releases. And the first one is David Mamet's Homicide. I've never actually seen this movie, but I've always thought it sounded really good, and we'll definitely check it out. Blast of Silence. This movie is really cool. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I believe this one was about a hitman who is wandering the streets. I think it's Christmas Eve, right before he has to go do a hit for, I think, probably the mob or something. That movie is really interesting. This is a Jean-Pierre Melville film. I talked about him a little bit in my past video, and this is, I think it's pronounced Les Doulos, maybe. All of his movies are always really good. You should definitely check it out. And last one is Under the Volcano, a John Huston film. I have not actually seen this movie yet, but that cover has always intrigued me. So I picked it up. I think it was $15 during one of their sales, and I just have not gotten around to watching it. Next up, we got a Michael Mann film, James Caan in Thief. This movie is phenomenal. Definitely check it out. Shaft on 4K. This is an incredibly beautiful looking 4K and an awesome movie. Definitely check out Shaft. Verge of a Woman. Woman on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. Sorry, I couldn't get it. This movie was awesome. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember that movie. I was really, really impressed with it. Next, Throwdown. I think it's got kind of some noir vibes. I have not actually watched it yet. We got another Jean-Pierre Melville film, Army of Shadows. This movie this was Blu-ray. This movie, I believe, just got a 4K upgrade. The movie was really good. The Day Trippers. It's kind of an interesting film. All right, let's see what we got here. Another Jean-Pierre Melville film. Apparently, I left most of his movies till this video. La Samurai. This, I believe, also just got a 4K upgrade. I'll have to do that. That movie is incredibly good. Night in the City, a film noir. The movie is very good, too. Excellent artwork on that one. Personal Shopper. Have not seen it. Picked it up a couple years ago during a sale. I have not watched it. Late Spring, that's another one that has been recommended to me, and I just have not gotten around to watching it, but I'm sure it's very good. The Innocents. Been a while since I've seen it. I remember liking it, but I don't really remember that much about it. Night of the Hunter. This movie's phenomenal. Definitely, this is a huge recommendation for the next sale. Pick this one up. Betty Blue. I've not seen it yet, but I did just realize the other day that this movie is 185 minutes long. So I don't know if it's a movie or a show, but it is incredibly long. So I'm kind of intrigued. The Fugitive Kind, Marlon Brando. Have not watched that yet. Eyes Without a Face. I heard is a very kind of creepy horror movie. I've not actually watched that one yet. Cat People, another good Halloween one. This movie was fun. Cold War, I have not watched yet. All right, now we're almost through the first stack, guys. Until the End of the World, this movie was really cool. If you have 287 minutes to watch it, it's incredibly long. I think I watched it over the course of 3 days, but it's very interesting. Very, very interesting film. I highly recommend it. Akira Kurosawa's Kamusha, I think is how you say it. That movie is very good as well. Harold and Maude. Some people consider it one of the greatest love stories of all time. The movie's kind of twisted. Definitely twisted, but very good. And a very cool Cat Stevens soundtrack, if you're into Cat Stevens. A Night to Remember. One of the original Titanic movies. Brian De Palma's Sisters. This movie's twisted. For sure, but then again, most of Brian De Palma's stuff is. We got Robert Altman's The Player. This movie is awesome. Great Hollywood movie. Check it out. I definitely recommend that one during the sale as well. Along with this one, Robert Altman's Shortcuts. He intertwines. I'm just going to go into this one just briefly. Basically, it's over the course of one day in Los Angeles, and it's like 20 different people's day in Hollywood, and how one event at the end kind of ties it all together. It's very, very unique and original film. Check out Shortcuts for sure. Raging Bull on 4K. Fantastic looking 4K. Highly recommend it. This is a 2 movie, Gates of Heaven in Vernon, Florida. A couple of documentaries. Been a while since I've seen it. Red Desert, I've seen. I remember being kind of bored with it, but might be one I want to check out again. Overlord, I forgot I even had this. Have not watched that one yet. For All Mankind on 4K. I actually have the DVD of this on Criterion as well. Have not checked out the 4K yet. Ride the Pink Horses. This movie was really cool. Kind of a blind buy, and I really enjoyed it. Deep Cover. This is another one I highly recommend. Undercover, police officer undercover in the drug world. Definitely check that one out. Carl Reed, Odd Man Out, who also did The Third Man, which is a very good movie and well out of print from the Criterion Collection. Double Indemnity, Billy Wilder on 4K. One of the coolest looking 4Ks ever, and a very cool movie. I might add, very good film noir. All right, guys, we are on to stack 2. All right, I think this is pronounced Panic. I have not seen this, but I have seen a couple other movies by that director, and I was very impressed. I look forward to that one. Leclise, maybe is how you pronounce that. Leclise. Have not watched it yet. Ghost Dog. Have not watched it yet. You can tell I got my work to do on a lot of these Criterions because there's a lot of them I have not watched. This is one I have watched, though. They Live by Night. I enjoyed this. I love that artwork on there. That movie was pretty good. Petra von Kant. Have not watched it. Mona Lisa. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit, and that was one of my favorite artworks of, I think, last year. This movie came out, or that release came out. I love that artwork. It was one of my favorites of last year. My Darling Clementine, a fantastic Western. Days of Heaven. Beautifully shot, very cool early movie by Terrence Malick. The Weekend, another Jean-Luc Godard film. This movie's interesting. Very cool artwork. Movie's interesting. Like I said, Jean-Luc Godard is kind of hit or miss for me. Sometimes I like his stuff, sometimes I'm not a big fan. Two Lane Blacktop, very cool movie from the 70s about cars. Rules of the Game. I got this at a church garage sale for $1. If any of you have ever seen Robert Altman's Gosford Park, that movie was kind of a remake. It was either a straight remake of this or very highly influenced by this movie. Solaris. Andrei Tarkovsky. I have not actually seen... I don't know if I've actually seen this one. It's this one or I've seen the remake. I know for a fact I've seen the remake, but I think I've seen that one too. Confession. I have not watched it. This is now out of print. Ali, Fear Eats the Soul. This movie was pretty good. It was a little bit different, but I remember liking it. John Ford in Young Mr. Lincoln. Pretty cool movie. Been a while since I've seen that. I Knew Her Well. Have not actually watched it yet. Gates of Heaven. Have not actually watched it yet. Fritz Lang, Ministry of Fear. I like this movie. I really like that artwork too. Pale Flower. Have not watched it yet. This is another one that I highly recommend. These next 3, actually, I highly recommend for the next sale. Walter Matthau and Hopscotch. This movie's a blast. Great artwork on there. This movie's a complete blast. When I bought it, I think I watched it 3 times right in a row. I enjoyed it so much. Very cool movie. The Coen Brothers, Miller's Crossing. Very underrated movie about gangsters during Prohibition. That movie is excellent. And David Lynch, The Art Life. Documentary about David Lynch and the art that he does. Excellent documentary. Even if you're not a huge David Lynch fan, you might still even like that documentary. Next, we got Dress to Kill, Brian De Palma. This movie's awesome. I really am a big fan of Dress to Kill. High and Low, another Kurosawa film. This is probably one of my all-time favorite Kurosawa films. It's a more modern one. It's not a samurai film. Wes Anderson's Rushmore. Movie's awesome. Wes Anderson's The Royal Tenenbaums. That movie is also awesome. Charlie Chaplin, Limelight. This is one of the only Charlie Chaplin movies I own. I think I own 2. I don't own any of the big ones. I haven't delved too deep into Charlie Chaplin yet. He's going to be the next guy. I think during the sale, I'm going to start buying some of his stuff. Seconds. I can't honestly remember if I've actually seen this one. The Thin Red Line, Terrence Malick. I got this at Costco when Costco used to sell movies. Now that I think about it, that's also with the first video I did, I had the the Picnic at Hanging Rock. That was another one that I also picked up at Costco many years ago when they sold movies for a tiny little bit of time. Naked. This movie's weird, twisted. Not really twisted. It is kind of twisted. Life is Sweet. Same director that did Naked. This movie is phenomenal. If you want to see, what is his name? Who did it? Mike Lee. If you want to see a Mike Lee film, start with this one. This movie is great. Orson Welles, Othello. Pretty cool film. Le Poison. I don't think I've watched that one yet. The Breakfast Club. Seen it a million times. I liked it a lot as a kid, and then I kind of got sick of it and didn't like it for a while, and then I rewatched it again when I got this there and had a much more of an appreciation for it. My Dinner with Andre. Saw this movie once. I remember it being incredibly boring, but I'll give it another shot. I remember not being a big fan, but who knows? I'll give it another shot. It's been a lot of years since I've seen it. Start putting it back over here, running out of room over here. Preston Sturges, The Palm Beach Story. Pretty sure, yep, Preston. This movie's good. Not nearly as good as Sullivan's Travels, though. Sullivan's Travels is awesome. Tokyo Drifter, this movie was a freaking blast. That's all I'll say about it. Movie's a blast. I loved it. House, another one that is a very, very messed up Japanese kind of horror, kind of just twisted, weird movie. I had a blast with this movie as well. It's been a lot of years since I've seen it, but I remember I really enjoyed it. This is kind of one that you're either gonna like or you're gonna love or you're gonna hate. I don't know if there's really in between with that movie. The Vanishing. I love how you can see her face kind of in there, and it's just kind of hidden in the artwork. This movie messed me up. It didn't really mess me up. It's a disturbing film. It's very, very good, but it's very disturbing. Election. This movie's hilarious. This is who did this one again? Alexander Payne. The movie's hilarious. Definitely check out Election. All right. Le Note or Le Note. I think is how you pronounce that. Have not watched that yet. La Aventura. I think is how you say it. I have seen this. This movie was cool. This movie and this movie are the same director. Let's see. How do you say this? Kamerad I have no idea how you really pronounce that. I have not watched it yet. The Hit, which I heard is really good, I have not seen yet. Matt One. I enjoyed this movie. This movie was really cool. Jubal. I have not watched yet. The Gunfighter. I have not watched yet, but I love that artwork. Dead Man. I have not watched yet either. So these are 3 Westerns that I definitely need to get on the ball and watch. I heard Dead Man is really good. Speaking of more Westerns, The Shooting and Ride the Whirlwind. There was one of these, I watched them both, and there was one that I really liked a lot better than the other one. And I don't remember which one it was. I think it was The Shooting that I really, really liked, that I was a huge fan of. And the other one was just okay. The Uninvited, nice creepy movie you can watch during the Halloween season. Phoenix, this movie was cool, but I remember actually the cinematography being better than the actual movie. Another Gene Pierre Melville movie, Le Silence de la Mer. I think it's how you say it. This movie was awesome. This movie was awesome. I am a big fan of that director. He has got some very, very cool stuff. All right, guys, we are on to the last one here, or the last bunch. Night Train to Munich. This is an interesting film. I enjoyed that. Midnight Cowboy. I love that artwork on there. That's a cool film, too. Local Hero. This was a nice surprise. This was a blind buy. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed that artwork. Speaking of nice surprises, Medium Cool. This was definitely another one that I really, really enjoyed. War and Peace. I have not started yet, and just basically because I haven't had an additional 422 minutes to delve into that yet. But I definitely will. All right, here we go. Don't Look Now. This movie was cool. Very, very kind of a creepy movie, but very good nonetheless. 12 Angry Men. Who doesn't like 12 Angry Men? Movie's awesome. This movie is badass. Diabolique. I'm not even going to delve into it. Read up on it yourself. Just check it out. It's awesome. The Killing. Early Stanley Kubrick. This movie is fantastic. I actually think I have the 4K of that from Kino Lorber. I think you get more special features on the Criterion. I think this is why I still hung on to it. West Front 1918. Have not watched it yet. War film. Tootsie, Dustin Hoffman. I just watched this again for the second time about a month ago. This movie's a lot of fun. I really like Tootsie. Bigger Than Life. This movie was super interesting. Been a while since I've seen it, but I remember it being quite interesting. Badlands. Oh, there we go. Oh, weird. Early Terrence Malick film. In fact, it might have been Terrence Malick's first film. This movie is really cool. Definitely check out Badlands. Quadan. I think it's Quadan. I think it's how you say it. I think it's an anthology. I think it's 3 movies about like the supernatural and ghosts. And I do not remember it being 183 minutes, but apparently it is. Is that right? Am I reading that right? Wow, yeah, 183 minutes. I don't remember it being that long, but it was. Clouds of Sils Maria. Have not watched it. I do like that artwork quite a bit. The Squid and the Whale. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. This was Noah Baumbach. Noah Baumbach, who did that, who also did The Marriage Story recently, which I really enjoyed, with Adam Driver and I don't even remember who played the female role. I don't remember. It was Adam Driver. I really liked it. This next movie was a movie that people criticized, but I really liked it. And it was Michael Ciminos, I think is how you say his name. Heaven's Gate. It's the same director that did... oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank now. It's a phenomenal film. And I can't think of the name of it. Deer Hunter. Same director that did the Deer Hunter. Deer Hunter is quite a bit better. But I really enjoyed this film. A lot of people didn't like it. It is really long, though. Yeah, 216 minutes. But then again, the Deer Hunter is too. That movie's pretty good. Check it out. It's not as good as the Deer Hunter, though. That movie's untouchable. That's a great film. In Cold Blood. Truman Capote's In Cold Blood. Directed by Richard Brooks. This movie is very eerie, but very good. The In-Laws. This movie was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Life Aquatic. Another Wes Anderson. If you're into Wes Anderson, you'll probably like this movie. All right, what else do we got going on here? I know I have one other Wes Anderson. Oh, yeah, it's in here. Okay, next up, Black Narcissus. This movie's crazy. I liked it. Not really crazy, but it's just good. Shot Corridor, Samuel Fuller. Have not watched it yet. Then we got another Wes Anderson, The Darjeeling Limited. I only saw this one once. So I really don't remember that much about it. I should probably revisit. I remember I liked it, though. Malcolm McDowell in If. I saw it once. I don't know if it's a movie that I really ever need to see again. That might be one that I might sell off. The Killers. You get both versions of the film. This is a very cool set. All right, guys. We are down to the final 3 of the standard editions. Dragon Inn. Have not watched it yet. The Hero. Have not watched it yet, but it is the same director that did that Apu trilogy. And that Apu trilogy is phenomenal. Last, but definitely not least, I didn't even plan this, but hey, what the heck? Might as well start it off on a fantastic, or finish it off with a fantastic director. And this is one of my all-time favorite art covers, too. And I'm talking about Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca. Very, very cool artwork. This is a great film. Very underrated film by Alfred Hitchcock, in my opinion. And that's it, guys. That's all I got for you. That's part 2 of the standard editions. That's all my standard editions. The only thing we got left is I'll do one more video of the box sets, which I should hopefully be able to fly through pretty quick because I don't have that many. I have a good amount, but not a ton. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know you guys like what I'm doing. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know in the comments below. Do you have any of these movies? Let's talk about it. Let's finish the conversation in the comments below, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You're amazing as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.